you are enough, without anyone's approval? What if the scariest thing in life isn't being alone, but being surrounded by people who make you feel invisible? What if the love you're desperately chasing is the very thing keeping you from finding yourself? And what if the one person you've needed all along has always been you? Welcome to Live Stoic. Live strong, where we trade illusions for truth. Where emotions are felt but not obeyed. Where clarity is power, and discipline is freedom. This is not just a channel. It's a mindset. It's a journey of conscious living. Let's begin. There was a time I believed that the worst fate in life was to end up completely alone. But I was wrong. As the late Robin Williams once said, the worst thing in life is to end up with people who make you feel all alone. And in that simple, heartbreaking truth lies the essence of what we call codependency, a deeply destructive way of relating to the world and to others. At its root, codependency is the inability to be okay on your own. It leads to an exhausting cycle of clinging, holding on to others regardless of how badly they treat you. It's a quiet form of suffering, hidden behind the desperate need to be needed. We chase after people, thinking they'll complete us. But that's the illusion. We don't need someone else to make us whole. The moment we tie our happiness to another person, to a relationship, or to the validation of a crowd, we surrender our power. We become emotionally outsourced. Of course, as human beings, we're not meant to be entirely alone. We need connection. We need interaction. It's part of how we survive, evolve, and even thrive. But here's the difference. We don't need a relationship, a partner, or a huge social circle to feel content. In fact, sometimes, being around people can cause more harm than solitude ever could. We deal with manipulation, bullying, betrayal. We get trapped in toxic groups or ideologies that require us to shrink ourselves in order to belong. Bit by bit, we trade authenticity for acceptance. But why? Why do we tolerate it? Why do we cling to what breaks us? Because deep down, our greatest fear isn't pain. It's loneliness. It's the empty seat at the table, the unread message, the silence in the room. That fear keeps us stuck, staying friends with people who disrespect us, staying in relationships poisoned by lies, cheating, or emotional abuse. Even when we know we deserve better, we can't let go. Somehow, we've come to believe that being liked, even by those who harm us, is worth more than being true to ourselves. So we keep chasing. We collect more friends, try harder to impress, present a curated version of our lives online. Perfect smiles, filtered vacations, clever captions. We tell ourselves that maybe, just maybe, the right relationship will fix everything. That someone out there will finally complete us. Thank you for staying with Live Stoic, Live Strong. It means you're seeking more than words. We're here for that journey with you. But when night falls, when the noise fades, when we lie awake with nothing left to distract us, we feel it, that quiet emptiness. Why? Because of two fundamental reasons. First, what we're searching for is already within us, but we're so busy chasing it in others that we fail to notice. And second, our constant pursuit, our need to please, to be liked, to be seen, is wearing us down, pulling us further away from who we truly are. We look outward to fill an inward void, but contentment isn't something you find in the world. It's something you uncover in yourself. And the great paradox, it reveals itself only when you stop looking. So how do we stop the chase? How do we return to ourselves and finally feel whole? Let's dive into that in the next part. We ended the last part by confronting a hard truth. What we're desperately searching for outside has been within us all along, and only when we stop the chase does it begin to emerge. That quiet, elusive state we all crave, contentment, doesn't come with a bang or a spotlight. It appears softly, almost without warning. It rises when we're fully immersed in the now, when we're no longer resisting the moment, no longer aching for something different or better, when we stop pulling at the future or clinging to the past. Contentment flows in when we're simply here, present, unburdened, and open. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it's effortless. Like the calm surface of a still lake at sunrise, it doesn't need anything to change. It simply is. And in those moments, when we truly feel that inner stillness, it's worth asking ourselves something. Do we really need external validation to feel this? Or could it be that our endless pursuit of attention, likes, comments, applause, is actually taking us further from what we long for most? We're empty because we're trying so hard to be full. But here's the paradox. When we allow ourselves to embrace that emptiness, without resisting it, without fearing it, we no longer need to be filled. And in that acceptance, we find fullness. A calm wholeness that doesn't come from getting, but from letting go. So, if you're alone right now, physically, emotionally, maybe even spiritually, I want to say this to you. Embrace it. Don't rush to fix it. Don't distract yourself out of it. Feel it. Own it. Be still with it. Because you don't need others to feel complete. You never did. And sometimes, the very presence of others, their voices, their needs, their expectations, can actually cloud your connection to your true self. It's like static noise over a pure signal. Now, let's be honest. Social interaction can be beautiful. There is real joy in sharing moments, in helping someone, in offering support or laughter or comfort. Human connection, when freely given, can be healing. But here's the distinction we must make. Are we engaging with others because we choose to, from a place of inner stability? Or are we reaching for them like a life raft, hoping they'll complete something inside us we haven't learned to hold ourselves? There's a world of difference between voluntary connection and emotional dependency, between reaching out with an open hand and clinging with a trembling grip. And that difference changes everything. So how do we shift from needing others to enjoying them? How can we step into relationships and friendships from a place of wholeness, not lack? So in the end, what are we really searching for? Not more noise, not more followers, not another person to tell us we matter. What we seek is already here, beneath the silence, beneath the striving, beneath the fear. True contentment doesn't come when we finally find someone. It comes when we finally find ourselves. You don't need to be liked to be worthy. You don't need to be surrounded to feel full. And you don't need to chase approval to live a meaningful life. Let go of the noise. Step back from the crowd. And remember, you are already whole before the world told you otherwise. Live deliberately. Live inwardly. Thank you for your time. If one idea touched you today, come back next time. It may reach deeper. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs a quiet moment. See you in the next video.